I sure do hope that you all are having just an amazing Christmas, despite the stress, despite the difficulties, despite how hard life is, despite how much suffering there is. I do hope that you can find a moment to breathe and find a moment to find some things that you might be grateful for.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jimmy James from The Jimmy James Show, A to Z. But that's enough about me. I'm actually just wanting to take 1 minute of your time to say that no matter where you're from, no matter your background, your thoughts, your ideas, your gods, your religions, your deities, whatever. The reason why I like the TBD podcast network is because of the difference it brings to each show. And Eddie, the host, his perspective on that topic. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you for being you.
Welcome to the TBD Network show. This is your host, Eddie. I'm actually a little pinched for time, so I am kind of running this on the fly, so I apologize because I had a whole other topic that I was going to talk about, and I didn't get around to recording it. And I'm actually running this on a mobile session, so there's that too. So, sounds like most of these are pretty decent, like as far as the mobile sessions go, which basically means that I'm recording from my cell phone, and it also means that you get to get a shortened show this week, slightly, ever so slightly. And the show that I was looking to cover actually has to do with the AI stuff. If you've been following our social media, Facebook and Instagram, there is I play with the Meta AI a little bit. I have conversations. My best conversations seem to be coming from there lately. Joking to the people I've had 3-hour conversations with. Those are a little different. But the Meta AI allows you to also create images. So I've been kind of doing some images, and I was asking it about breaking tribalism. So if you've looked, there's about I'm only on like I think number 6, and there's like 13. It gave me 13 ways or 13 things to do to break tribalism in society. So I'm going to do a full show on that at some point. But for now, I kind of just wanted to cover the whole New Year's resolution thing. I think it's kind of, in one way, I get it that people have this thing about the New Year's resolution, but I mean, you gotta commit, right? Like, you can't just have a new year, new you, because it doesn't really work that way. Like every day, I mean, and I was thinking about it. Maybe the new year, the end of the year, is kind of like the way people view they're going to die, right? Like when they tell you that you should live your life in the moment, they're like, well, the year's ending, and this is I'm shedding my old self. I'm gonna do better. But you have that opportunity 365 days a year. I mean, every day the gods wake you up and fill your lungs with that morning air, and every day that you get that first sip of coffee or tea or water or juice or food or whatever it is, like every day that you're given the an additional opportunity to just be a good person. I mean, those are the day, right? Like that's every day to make that plan, every day to be the step that day one. You know, I posted something that said, "There's no new you in the new year. You know, the new you starts on day one." And then somebody commented, she said, it was day one for her again. And I commented, that's probably the most beautiful thing about human beings, right? Is our persistence. It's like, yeah, you might have, 3 years in and you fall off the wagon one day, but just get back up. I mean, the hero's story isn't that the hero had an easy battle. The hero's story is that he fell or was felled and he got back up. No matter what it was, he kept going. Unless he was a martyr, and in which sense that's a little different. But in either way, it's having meaning and having purpose and having that drive. And as much as the year, wrapping up is I think we all kind of get caught up in the whirlwind and the hype of the end of the new year. I mean, parties and people hanging out, and so I don't want to diminish the joy that you find in that. If it is something you do in fact find joy in, that I think that's a good place to, whatever it takes, wherever you find strength and perseverance, to force another day, that can be your day. That can be your new year. That can be your new day. That could be the day one for you. Always have something that drives you, that makes you want to be a better person. Pick up look up a YouTube exercise. Start exercising. Do I use I'll do for like activity. I'll do five, 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 five squats, five sit-ups, five push-ups, and then every day I'll add five, and I'll try to do that for as long as I can. I think the farthest I've ever gotten was to like 30. and, it was starting to feel like jello, and I think I gave up. But I mean, that's something I could keep going. That I did that for a week, and I try to do different things, which is, I guess, in some cases better. But recently got a buddy that was telling me he's been doing he fasts a lot. He does water fast. And I haven't done that in a while. I was doing intermittent fasting when I was truck driving, because you sit and you're sitting and eating while you're driving, and it gets, yeah, it's not the best. It makes things a little difficult. So, but if you find that there's something in your life that you want to change, then you have to change it. You can't woe is me about it, because it's not going to go anywhere. There's certain things in our lives that we cannot change. There are things that we have to learn to accept. And if we don't have to accept, why? I mean, why? Why would you? Why would you accept something that you don't have to accept? Why would you be willing to more or less give up? I mean, why be miserable when on the other side of that token is happiness, gratitude, hope? So, if the new year brings that for you, the new year brings you hope, gratitude, love, then all the power to you. For me, a new adventure is on the horizon. I'll probably be starting a new job in the new year. I say new adventure, just a new company, but we all do our 9 to 5 grinds. I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to continue to do this. New show is still in the process. It's still going to be, and it will probably, keep an eye out if you're not paying attention. I mean, if you're listening on this show, obviously I'll post the links in the comments when it's pertinent. But if you're following on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter sometimes, more active on Instagram and Facebook on the meta profiles, kind of a little bit in Threads. Don't honestly see the importance of Threads, but seems like some people are starting to go on there. I don't really get it. It seems like it's the same thing as Facebook and Instagram put together. I don't know. The plan is to actually do a host website, so I'll have my own website, and then that show will be available on there, and it'll be sent out from there to the other streaming services. So you'll still be able to find it on Spotify, and that is going to be Touching the Third Mask. Still think that's what I'm going to run with, Touching the Third Mask. That show will be coming out probably, we'll say spring of, we'll say summer. Let's say summer. We'll say summer of next year. And I think that's a fair goal. And there will be, at that point, if you wish to support the work that I'm doing, that's when I feel like I'll have a product that's worthy of your support outside of listening. So I do have ideas for a lot of merch, ideas for a lot of shows, and the ball's only going to get rolling more and more as more and more becomes available to me. So appreciate you all. Appreciate your time. Thank you again for listening. Hope you have a great or had a great Christmas, and I hope you have a great New Year. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a brand new, beautiful day one to your new you. And if this is a restart day one, then fuck it, it's a restart. But it's still a new you and a beginning to a new life. All begins with that first step. Love you all. Take care. And see you next week.